Good evening, everyone. What's up? I just ate a satisfying meal and topped it off with a measly dessert. This is Mr. Hata speaking. Previously, I did 3 videos calling a friend, and I did the seventh part of the top 45 worst SpongeBob episodes. I apologize for so many parts to these SpongeBob countdowns because there's just so much to talk about. Even 1 hour isn't enough to describe all the plots and the bad parts of the shows or the episodes. So today is part 8 of the top 45 worst SpongeBob episodes. We are already in the top 25, so we are almost halfway, thank goodness. But I don't think this countdown is going to be over till the end of December, I'm afraid. So sorry for annoying everybody. We have left off at number 24, so that means we have done 21 episodes so far. We have 24 left. So that means just 2 more episodes left till we make it to the halfway point, which is probably a good thing to many people. So without further ado, and in the top 25, let's speak of number 24. So one might ask, number 24 is Chimps Ahoy from season 4. An episode full of nothing but utter BS. Yeah, Chimps Ahoy. Chips Ahoy cookies, now it's Chimps Ahoy. So, some dirty old chipmunks are coming to inspect Sandy for a new invention. So far, Sandy has not made anything successful. Hey, wait just a second. Say what? Sandy has bosses? Why? So she must be extremely useful just to live down here in Bikini Bottom? Since when on earth did she have bosses? They sound more like a bunch of buffoons. That's what they are, buffoons. Bosses? How on earth are they bosses? All of Sandy's inventions, such as that nutcracker, all failed to do what they were supposed to do, meaning they all failed to function the way they were supposed to. The invention that SpongeBob and Patrick create malfunctions. They created an invention so that Sandy would have a chance at staying longer in Bikini Bottom. That was supposed to be something that could cut hair and tune ukuleles. Just when Sandy's about to leave, one of her machines peels bananas when a chubby, chunky, brainless chimps are hungry. That allows her to stay for 20 more years. Oh yeah, at least 3 times. Patrick calls himself a so-called Dr. Professor Patrick to you, to SpongeBob and the smart aleck chimps. This is so laughable right now. What a silly statement that was. Patrick, a Dr. Professor? No way! He is really one? Just really? He can't be. He just can't. Look at the way he behaves in every other episode. He's so unprofessional. Since when on earth would he certified to be one? It's Dr. Professor Patrick to you. It's more like a fake doctor. That's so fake. What a joke. One would have to be knowledgeable to be even a professional or professor. The BS is beyond silliness. Something to laugh at, I guess. So it wasn't all that bad. Okay, back to the countdown. The so-called bosses and those inventions are never seen again. That is why the season 4 episodes made it just past number 25. It was just about the same as number 25. It's all due to the BS of those so-called boss chimps. Yeah, they look like idiots. More like idiots, not bosses. Losers. Question, why isn't this ever mentioned ever again? Okay. Time for number 23 because there's not much to say about 24. Number 23 is Restraining SpongeBob from Season 8, April 2012. At least this finally did what should have happened at least 20 times in the series. So SpongeBob wakes up Squidward by sharpening a spatula. Whenever on earth he ever does that, outraging him. Hey, wait just a second there. Since when has SpongeBob sharpened a spatula? Squidward refuses to walk with SpongeBob to work, and I honestly cannot blame you for that. Who actually wants to walk with SpongeBob to work the way he behaves nowadays? At work, Squidward is disrupted from an utterly loud noise, burns himself from the stove, gets deep fried bitten, crashes into the soda machine that Mr. Krabs cries about, that's only seen a few episodes, such as a dumb BS Dear Vikings episode from season 6, November 2008, and Board Crabs again from 2003. Yeah, Squidward goes mentally insane and is also unstable after this. What does he do next, one might ask? Well, without telling SpongeBob, he claims to have a quote-unquote gift and gives him his very own restraining order, which means that he must stay within a minimum of 15 feet away from him. SpongeBob asks if he can cook Krabby Patties in jail, where he will be going if he violates the restraining order. SpongeBob, which is no. Of course he'll be going there if he breaks the rules. SpongeBob is having difficulty with his work. Meanwhile, and out of nowhere, Patrick, who is now working for the Krusty Krab just for a few episodes, including this one, shows up just to giggle unnecessarily to easily annoy the living daylights out of Squidward. Squidward, who has been annoyed quite enough, I say, wants Patrick to go very far away, saying, "Patrick!" Well, who would not? Instead, Patrick keeps following Squidward around everywhere all day long, even to the bathroom, for who knows why. Is Patrick gay? He must be gay then if he's just following Squidward around. No offense to anyone who's gay, but I think Patrick is doing a poor example of this. Finally, Squidward is allowed to be on break for once by Mr. Krabs. Again, Patrick annoys the living daylights out of Squidward coming out of nowhere. Then the break just ends just like that. That break was like for 30 seconds, not even. That's not a break. Breaks are not that short. Apparently, before that, Patrick had been cleaning the toilets, and Mr. Krabs tells him he did a good job, and it's back to work for both of them. Patrick annoys Squidward to the point that he leaves, but a man arrives with the sea berry pie. "Granny, I brought your favorite, sea berry pie." Very cool voice acting, by the way. Apparently, Squidward is allergic to sea berries just for this one time, just like everything else in the series. How can he be allergic to sea berries just this one episode? Oh wait, sea berries weren't even mentioned in the other episodes. Go figure, bingo. Why aren't sea berries in any of the other episodes and all the other ones? Well, that line was very well said. Congratulations. Back to the episode. What's going on in the meantime, one might ask? Patrick found a button and is talking to it, saying, "You're the prettiest button." When he sees Squidward, he thinks it's a monster. Monster! It was all Patrick's fault that Squidward looked like a monster. Question, how dumb is Patrick enough to think Squidward is a monster? Oh well, it is what one may expect, isn't it? Squidward kind of looked like a monster, but Patrick thinks it's going to attack SpongeBob and goes after it. So what happens next? Patrick picks a fight with Squidward, which turns out to be brutal somewhat. SpongeBob sees that his two best friends are fighting. Squidward's his best friend? I didn't know that. Thinking that he must break it up. Although that violates the restraining order, SpongeBob must do what he's got to do. So that means stopping violence and disobeying what he was told. SpongeBob stops the fight as Squidward says, "Give me that," taking a restraining order. SpongeBob cries, begging for mercy because he assumes that he's going to jail for violating a restraining order. Squidward asks for a pen, snapping that SpongeBob is not going to jail because there is someone else who's more deserving than him to be on this. Obviously, that someone is Patrick Star. That means he's on a restraining order and SpongeBob is freed. Why is SpongeBob free? At the end, Patrick just laughs like a retard at that button for no reason at all. Ha 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 ha. Right before that, Patrick tells the button that the monster was Squidward and asks why didn't the button tell him? Buttons don't talk. The episode ends right there. The restraining order is never seen ever again, so we don't see Patrick being on that restraining order. Ever. Why couldn't this have been in any other episode? It could have been at least in a few more episodes. Want proof? One well-demonstrated example would be like Patrick attempting to come near Squidward but stopped because he was on a restraining order, or Patrick getting arrested for violating it, or Patrick being stopped by both neighbors. The episode could have been at least ending with Patrick being warned to never be near Squidward again for good reasons. Why isn't Seaberry Pie ever mentioned? Seaberry Pie! Or even seen again, better yet. That sounded pretty cool. It seems like all the plots are to annoy and hate Squidward because he's a grump. Can't the restraining order ever come back? That was a good idea. They almost never reused their good ideas. SpongeBob only behaved just because he pretty much had to, or else serious jail time, like it said. Why was Patrick even talking to a button? Yeah, and SpongeBob should still be on a restraining order. Just because Patrick is worse doesn't mean that SpongeBob should be free. They both should be under restraining order. Problem solved. Oh wait, there won't be any more SpongeBob episodes after that because there'll be no plot to come up with. Because pretty much all the plots are harassing Squidward like he's an animal. Enough of that talk. Number 22 is Professor Squidward from Season 6, February 2009, I believe. Honorable Squilliam Fancyson III, the arch nemesis of Squidward from band class, is celebrated as an honorable one. One says that he's so genius that he does not have to touch an instrument to be brilliant. Literally. Obviously, Squidward is jealous and storms out of sight from that. However, he is mistaken to be Squilliam Fancyson. By a lady. He denies it, saying that he is content with being Squidward Q Tentacles. The lady says that's too bad because Honorable Squilliam was invited to teach music, a thing that Squidward was really interested in doing for once. To have the honor of teaching, Squidward lies that he's Squilliam. The lady believes it for the second time, not the first. At the class, Squidward is asked to write his name on the board. Dude, aren't you going to write your name on the board? In retaliation, Squidward orders Billy to write his name on the board instead to see how he likes it. Good job, Squidward. No, I'm actually really meaning it. Squidward did the right thing to bully that guy. I think that was the right thing to do. Okay. Out of nowhere, the two numbskulls, SpongeBob and Patrick, are in class and almost call Squidward by his real name, Squidward. Whoa, what the? Where on earth did those two imbeciles even come from? Is that a plot hole? Why, it may be. It is not explained how those two imbeciles even found the school. Just in time, Squidward makes the two imbeciles or gets them to shut up or shut their mouths, as they are warned to address him by Squilliam only. He has to even lie that he got his name legally changed to Squilliam, which is not true. The reason Patrick came was to learn how to play a musical instrument as a New Year's revolution. Since when? Bullcrap. BS. What a lie. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Why did he have to disrupt Squidward over that, or even class? Couldn't Patrick just have learned to play an instrument some other time? Why did it have to be now? He had all year to do so. Another question. Why on earth are those two numbskulls even here? They have absolutely no business being at a music school. They don't even belong there, nor even deserve to be here at the slightest. They didn't pay to go to school, therefore they don't belong there. Not only were they rudely disrupting the class, they were making Squidward look bad to the public. Poor Squidward. Why didn't Squidward kick him out in a heartbeat in the first place? Shouldn't he have taken disciplinary action when it was time to do so? Oh yeah, I'm not thinking. There had to be a plot, so this is it. Making Squidward look bad. I can't believe that they weren't kicked out. If this was any other class, they would have been kicked out right off the bat. Squidward goes back to teaching what he is supposed to. No, these questions are not answerable. When Squidward tries to finish his important sentence, SpongeBob is rudely disruptive by giggling enough times. Enough is enough. Apparently he was tickling himself by using his feet. Let me try that. Nope, didn't work. How on earth does one do that? That doesn't work well. The next outburst was when Patrick tickled SpongeBob. Yes, this time it was all Patrick's fault. All his fault. Like it had been at least 20 other times throughout the series. More or less. For once, you two, behave yourselves already! Earlier, they were called nincompoops by Squidward for a good reason. The third outburst was when Patrick was dumb enough to think that the music lines are train tracks. Patrick really disrupts class by being off topic, and for the third time over that, because he has no self-control whatsoever. He shows off his engineer's head that he got at a train convention. I'm surprised Squidward is even that tolerant. His patience is really wearing thin, but he has more tolerance than many people I would know of, which has absolutely nothing to do with the music at slightest. He even rides his train in front of everyone, which is a plot hole probably. Squidward, who is absolutely fed up with Patrick's unacceptable behavior and nonsense, throws him in a garbage can, hoping that it ends everything. Back in class, Patrick appeared out of nowhere, another plot hole found. When will he stop being so rude? Back into the episode. The next thing that Squidward does is shows a metronome to the class. Together the nincompoops watch it and say tick, 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 continuously, which is, let's see, how to describe it. I know. Annoying. Extremely annoying. They do it for at least 20 seconds. The news comes on, but Squidward quickly kicks them out to avoid trouble. The bell rings and Squidward wants the numbskulls to behave, forcing them to apologize for all that they had done. As dumb as they'll ever be, they call Squidward by Squidward. Excuse me? What did Squidward tell you? First you disrupt his class, then reveal his identity. Who on earth do you think you are? Everyone hates Squidward and leaves. Squidward is arrested for impersonating Squilliam, and Squilliam is actually shown because of his unibrow. That's how they know it's Squilliam. The two dummies say tick, 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 tick. The end. Why on earth does everyone have to hate Squidward? Poor old Squidward. We actually can feel sorry for Squidward at this point. All he wanted to do was teach, and he can't even do that without being disrupted. The townspeople are not any smarter than Patrick. They should have not arrested Squidward. What on earth were they thinking? Sorry for being a Nazi. I apologize for getting angry and ranting all day, but these episodes were bad enough. And we haven't even gotten to some of the worst ones yet. So, we have finally made it to the halfway point. With 23 episodes down, we have 22 more to go, which will be in part 9. So we're barely halfway. There will be at least 5 more parts, I believe, to this countdown. I'm very sorry for even doing this, but that's all I have to say for this top 45 worst SpongeBob episode countdown part 8, or the top 25 worst SpongeBob episodes 2nd edition. So, I will be done by the end of December, hopefully. So, right before 2015 ends, all of the parts of the countdown should be uploaded. Anyway, I'm sorry for wasting everyone's time by making these videos. So, look at the time. It's getting late. I really need to go to bed and hit the sack. So, with that, good night.